So you want to change your life. How do you do that? The only way to change your life is to change your mindset. Everything starts in here and moves outward. Your inner world becomes your outer world. So you might be wondering, how do I change my mindset? What are limiting beliefs? How do I change those limiting beliefs and create a new reality for myself? Well, that's what we're getting into today, y'all. If you'd like to listen to my videos motivating and inspiring you to create your dream life on a podcast, you can follow me on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast, so you can take me wherever you go. But I'm Deirdre Monet, if you haven't been here before, and we're going to hop into all the things it takes to change your mindset. Most of what I know comes from experience and reading books. I used to be a little bit of a self-development whore, so reading lots of those books, having parents who are very entrepreneurial people who kind of instilled a mindset that is different than a lot of mindsets that other people have when it comes to creating a life. It wasn't stereotypical. It was very much outside of the box. I was never told or, been put in the position to where they pushed me towards getting a strict job, working a 9 to 5, because they knew what freedom came with entrepreneurship, what freedom came with making things for yourself and doing things differently than 99% of people. A good quote I like to think about whenever I think about mindset and how it can really impact your life is kind of how they relate it to sports, when people are always like, your mind wins a race before your body does. Your mind gives up before your body does. Once you can get your mind to a certain point to where it doesn't get affected by failure, it doesn't see certain obstacles in life as a means to an end, it doesn't stop believing in the best for yourself or your future or who you can become because of minor things that happen along the way. That's when things are going to start flowing so easily into your life. So let's start by dissecting your mindset and what it is currently. Take each sector of your life, each area, and write down what limiting beliefs you have currently. So I'm going to list them out for you. You can take your relationship with money. What beliefs do you have about money currently? Your relationships with success. What does it mean to you, and what beliefs do you have about that? Healthy relationships. What are your beliefs? Self-love, rest, mental health, physical health, your value and your worth. Look at all these areas and kind of write down what thoughts may arise in your head when you first think of those things. And you don't just try to think positively in the moment. Genuinely let your mind do what it does. Let all those negative thoughts come through your brain and write them down. Get them on a piece of paper so you know what you need to work on, so you know where you need to redirect those thoughts. I would take each one of these categories and do a journal entry each day for them. Then you want to go back, and next to all those limiting beliefs you have, you want to write the opposite positive belief. So, for example, rest. You have a limiting belief. I don't deserve rest. I haven't worked hard enough because I'm not getting the money that I expected because of my work. But if your value and worth is not associated with money, if you don't link those two, then your belief should be, I am allowed to rest. I make money while I'm resting. I make money in my sleep. Money in abundance comes to me regardless of if I'm working or not. If we're talking about healthy relationships, I don't think I'm worthy of something better than I have right now. I shouldn't leave this relationship because what if I can't find anything better? How about instead of that, we say, I am deserving of love and respect and everything that you feel like you're not getting from that relationship that you feel like you need to leave. I deserve someone who puts time and effort into me. I deserve someone who makes time for me. I deserve someone who's giving, someone who's generous, someone who plans for me, someone who's thoughtful. And that will help you change your mindset so that you can start focusing on those positive thoughts instead of those negative ones and redirecting them every time they come through your brain, because let's be honest, they're going to come through your brain all the time. Even when you feel like you got over that hump, you might still hear it. Even the most confident people sit and have a thought of, man, I don't look good today. Man, I look rough. I look ugly. Redirect that thought, because you're not. And it's it's our ego. It's our mind doing whatever the hell it wants to do, because our subconscious we cannot control. But we can control what we want to consciously put back in there. You know what I'm saying? To try to change that subconscious thought. Hi, cutie. Okay, you're right in the middle of the camera. Are you going to sit right here? You're so sweet. The next things you want to look at when you're trying to change your mindset is patience, comparison, and gratitude. I would also throw in self-doubt too, but that kind of has to do with your limiting beliefs, which we already talked about. Patience and comparison go hand in hand. You are on a different path than everyone else in this world. Everyone starts at a different place. It's like traveling across the world. You're in Texas. This person is in Louisiana. Who's going to get to New York faster? Clearly the person in Louisiana, because they might have had a head start. They might have not had as many limiting beliefs. They might have had parents who supported them in different ways that you had. You may have had more traumas that held you back. You may have to work through more than another person. So just because you don't see things happening for you as fast as they are for someone else doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Letting that doubt for yourself, letting that impatience take over will start negatively affecting those things happening for you, because now you're back into your negative thoughts. You're back into this mindset that you aren't good enough, you haven't done enough, but instead you sit where you're at. This is where the gratitude comes in. You're patient. You have gratitude for what you have while you're building what you want. And you don't compare yourself to others. You look at other people and you say, wow, that's amazing for them. And I'm on my own path and I'm on my way, because greatness for someone else does not mean less for you. Don't think that somebody else's success is your downfall, because it's not. It's not at all. They are on another path and you have to love your life. And I want to bring up patience again. Our attention spans have become so short, especially in this day and age with TikTok, 7-second videos, all these things that make us want to sit in front of something and get the answer immediately, have no time to really sit and soak it in, because we can't sit there for more than 5 seconds. That makes it a little bit harder in this day and age, but you have to work on that. That is something that's going to have to change, because the world and the universe is going to make it happen whenever it's supposed to happen for you. So if you can't trust that everything is going to work out for you, that your goals are going to come to fruition, everything you want is going to manifest whenever it's supposed to, and you can't be grateful for it in the moment, how you're living your life now, then why would it come to you? Because now you're falling into this scarcity and fear mindset, which is not leading you to abundance. It's leading you back towards feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like you'll never get enough, and not feeling worthy to have more. Time really only exists in the guise of our human world. I don't think time exists in the same way once we die, if you believe that there is any sort of spiritual life or afterlife that we're in. You even look at time now and how it's calculated, that it changes, it gets faster and it gets slower, because we base time off of the speed that our earth is spinning, and that can change over time. Or we base time off of geological, there's another way, there's like a rock-based form of telling time, and we change it all the time. So it's like, is time really real? Kind of not. And even less real outside of this life as a human. The other part that's kind of funny to me is that in terms of spirituality, if you look at ourselves as a soul, we wanted to live this way. We wanted to experience time. We didn't want to manifest instantly. We wanted to see things come over time as we got to create it. We got to bring a vision to life, and we saw the journey span over years and experience the love and the gratitude that exists all along the way. Every moment that we get to create something, that we get to experience love with family and friends, that we get to have an excursion somewhere, we get to travel. The time is necessary to do those things. The last thing that's really helped me change my mindset in a lot of what I do is thinking about, what would future me do? What would future Deirdre do if she was living her best life, if she was exactly who she wanted to be? And that really changes me. That gets some fire under my ass, because I'm like, yeah, look at my habits. What am I doing? Like this is not the mindset I would have. For example, recently I just took on a boxing class, and I went to the free class first, and it was hardcore as hell. Like, I was dying. I had to go to the bathroom like 2-3 times just to take a break, just to take a breather. And it was only a 50-minute session, but your girl was tired. So I did it. I was like, wow, afterwards, like, this is a really good workout, but damn, like, that was a lot. And then the guy, he goes through everything that the membership includes, and he talks about, it's accountability, it's nutrition, it's, this many classes a month. We're going to call you, make sure you're up to date. We're going to set goals with you and help you reach those goals by a certain time limit. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, but I don't want to do all that. But I don't know if I want somebody else to tell me like when to do it and how to do it. And, I don't know if I want to be held accountable. And then the other big thing, this was like scarcity mindset in action, was, oh, it's $100 a month. I can't afford that. I could afford it. I can't afford that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to do it. And then I thought, The girl who says that she wants to build muscle and tone her body and shed a few pounds, like, what happened to her? The girl that wants to be accountable and wants to consistently go to the gym in some way, shape, or form, wants to physically be healthy and eat more healthy. What would that girl do? The girl that has enough money to spend on her mental and physical health, what would she do? She would pay that $100 because she knows that the value that she's gaining through this is worth that money. And so that's what changed my mind. I thought about it and I said, the only reason I wouldn't be doing this is because the version of me that doesn't want to be held accountable, that doesn't want to change, is the one that is saying no right now. And I was like, oh shit, I guess I got to do it. And I signed up and I've been doing it. And I've already seen some improvements. Like, I have gotten some endurance and I haven't been as tired after each session. And I've been able to complete a whole session. Usually I'm like, I need to take a break. I need to sit down. But no, like things like that, you have to think of, what would future me do? Would she continue to stay comfortable, or would she put herself in an uncomfortable position so she can change? What mindset is going to take you to where you want to be? Now, last but not least, y'all, I want to give you some physical things that you can do right now to help you change your mindset. That can be daily practices, weekly, bi-weekly, 3 times a week. Just keep it consistent. I know sometimes it's hard to do things every day, but any step towards, changing that mindset is a step. So the first one would be to go back and take those notes that you had from earlier about your limiting beliefs and do those journal entries. Write those things down, write the limiting beliefs down, and redirect those into positive beliefs about yourself that you want to have. I would find an affirmations list. Find your favorite affirmations or use some of those limiting beliefs that you changed into positive beliefs, such as, I don't have enough money to treat myself to luxurious things. Change that to, I have more than enough money to treat myself to luxurious things, and I'm worthy of rest and abundance and joy. So something like that would be turning that limiting belief into an affirmation. So you can either make your own list or just look it up online. Maybe I'll put a link down below of a list of affirmations that I like that I use. Affirmations is one. Another, subliminals. I personally have never used them, so I can't say how good they work or not. But I hear a lot of people like them, and they can fight your subconscious thoughts, the ones that you're not consciously thinking about. Listen to them when you're sleeping. Another thing would be to at least once a month, you know what? Make it twice a month. Twice a month, either go to an event, a networking event, or an event that would surround you with people who have a mindset similar to the one that you are trying to become, the person you are trying to become. For me, I'm someone who's in the entrepreneurial world. I want to be around more people who have had successes in business, who are at the place where I want to be, so I can see what their mindset's like, and so that can rub off on me. The other could be just an event or a hobby that you want to pursue, or replace one of those physical events with a virtual thing. Plant your brain with positive content, content about people who are living their dream lives, content people who are rich. If you're, focusing on your monetary mindset, engage in content with people who love themselves, who, are an inspiration to the kind of person that you would like to be. And with surrounding yourself with new people doesn't mean you have to get rid of the friends that you do have who have different mindsets, who necessarily aren't on that journey to change their mindset in the way you are. I'm not really a fan of cutting people off if there's no reason to. We can have different mindsets, we can have different goals, we can have different trajectories in life, and I can love you for who you are. I don't have to, stop talking to you, but I need to also fill myself with people who are also on the levels that I'm going to and that I want to be at. You can have multiple groups of friends for different things, but if those people are complainers, if those people are bad for you, maybe you do want to either change your boundaries around them. Say, hey, I don't really care to talk about that. Hey, I'm not really going to engage, or just don't feed into it. Let that person vent about whatever they want to vent about, but you don't have to feed into it. And you don't have to be one to also go on a complaining tangent and bring yourself to that level. I think, it's okay to vent. It's okay to get stuff off our chest. But there's a point where it can become overwhelming. It can become a little too much. And at that point, it's not helpful. It's just harmful. And the last one would be self-help books. Those used to be my favorite. I've taken a break because sometimes you can do a little too much self-help and you're not actually implementing that into action. But if you're, If you want to get into a couple books, I will recommend some down below. This could also be podcast. Like I said, this kind of coincides with feeding yourself content that relates to the person that you want to become. And that doesn't have to be all the time, because believe me, I love my reality TV. I love my ratchet shit every once in a while, but I think it's all a balance. You have to limit those things, because too much of anything is going to affect you a certain way. It's going to influence you. But we can enjoy both and still create the mindset that we're looking for in life. So those are my tasks for you all to do to help change your mindset. That is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you are on your way to becoming your best self, creating your dream life. I know everyone can do it. It's like anything is possible, y'all. It'll take time. It'll take effort. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's work. And everything is work. You just got to decide what kind of work you want to do, what kind of life you want to create. And if you really want it, if you truly, 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 truly want it, you will do anything to get there. And I don't mean anything in a bad way. I just mean you will do the things that put you in uncomfortable positions. You will do the hard things. You will do the things that may be scary. You will do the things that nobody else is doing, because you believe in yourself and you believe that you can create this for yourself. You believe you can create an impact on the world. Like, don't let anybody let you believe that you can't. So I would love if y'all left a comment down below answering at least one of the things that I wanted you to do. Like, what is a limiting belief you have, and what is the redirection of that? Or tell me one thing you're going to do this month that's going to put you out of your comfort zone and put you in the mindset of your future self. So if you enjoyed, give me a like, subscribe, join us. We are here weekly with self-care, DIY self-care, because we love ourselves around here. I like to create more natural things to put in my body and on my body. So that's something I like to share with everyone, new recipes. And stay around for the motivation and inspiration content that comes out every other week. All right, everyone, I will see y'all next week, wherever you're at, whatever time it is. Good morning, good evening, good night. And I love ya. Goodbye.